Hi, mathletes. Today we're going to investigate circumference and we're looking at some important geometry vocabulary today. The circumference is the distance around a circle. If we were talking about a triangle or a quadrilateral or anything that has three or more sides, we would call it the perimeter. The diameter is the distance from one edge of the circle to the other edge of the circle going through the center, and the radius is the distance from the center to any point on the outside of the circle. So I gathered some cylinders around my house and I measured the distance around the top. You might want to try this as well. Just find 5 different cylinders. And so when I measured the distance around the top, I also measured the distance across from one side to the other, again, going through the center. That was very important. So again, distance from one edge of the circle to the other edge of the circle. Then I made a table. And in my table, I have the circumference, the distance around. I have the diameter, the distance across, again, going through the center. And then I decided to divide the circumference and the diameter. So for my first one, I measured around the top and it was 13 centimeters. So the distance around or circumference was 13 centimeters. The diameter was 4 centimeters. So I put 4 centimeters in my table. And then when I divided 13 divided by 4, I ended up with 3.25 centimeters. Then I did that with my other 4 cylinders, and I ended up with the following information. So I'm going to give you a moment to look at what you see, think, or wonder. So you can pause the video here and then restart it once you have some ideas. So did you notice that the circumference divided by the diameter is close to 3.14, which is pi? Let's go back and look a second again. Yeah, they're all really close to 3.14. So then pi multiplied by the diameter must then equal the circumference. So we can write the formula for finding the circumference as c equals pi multiplied by d. Remember, when you have pi next to a variable, it means to multiply. So let's practice finding the circumference of some circles. So here I have a circle, and I know that the diameter is 6 centimeters. So to find the circumference, I need to multiply pi by 6. Remember, pi is 3.14. Notice I have these little squiggly lines. That means that it's about, because it doesn't actually equal 3.14. This is a decimal that goes on and on. So the circumference is 3.14 multiplied by the diameter, and we're going to replace the diameter with 6 centimeters. So the product is 18.84 centimeters. Now my next circle, I notice I'm using the radius, and it's 40 millimeters. So again, the circumference equals pi times d. But remember that since it's the radius, I need to multiply it by 2 to get the diameter. So 40 multiplied by 2 is 80. So I can think of it as d equals 2r. So 2 multiplied by 40 millimeters is 80 millimeters. So the circumference is 3.14 multiplied by the diameter. So the circumference is 3.14 multiplied by 80 millimeters. And so the circumference is about 251.2 millimeters. I hope that helps with you understanding how we derived the formula for finding the circumference and a little bit of practice with it as well.